Hello, everybody. My name is Ricky Smith, and this is Faith on Friday Presents. At Faith on Friday Presents, we're all about highlighting inspiring people, engaging topics, and small businesses. And while you're here, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our content with your network. You never know what someone's going to need. Okay, so let's talk about it. It's the new year, y'all, and everyone's trying to get there. What is it? The balance of your life. We are working, we've got kids, we have spouses or partners, we've got these jobs and all the things that have to be done in a day to include wash the dishes, pay the bills, get the clothes done, make sure the kids get down for bed, somebody needs a bath. Oh, yeah. And that whole eating and sleeping thing. But how do you get it all done in a day without feeling like a frazzled mess? Well, today I want to introduce you to somebody who's not only doing it, but apparently doing it really good. Y'all, please say hello to Gabrielle Witkin. Hey, Gabrielle, how are you?
Hey Ricky, thank you so much for having me.
Girl, thank you so much for being here because you know how it is in the new year, right? So, new year, new you, new plans, resolutions, everything that's going to fall apart in about 4 to 6 weeks. Or maybe it's just me. But this topic is huge. Last year's gone. We're now into a new year, and balance is the key. First of all, Gabrielle, tell us a little bit about you and where you are and what it is you do, my friend.
Yeah, of course. I am Gabrielle Witkin. I run my own business. I'm a real estate agent with Sotheby's International Realty. I live in the DC metro area. I am a wife and a mom of a 2.5-year-old daughter. And I am managing to, quote, do it all.
That right there. There should be a cape or something that comes out of the back of you because there are a lot of us, men and women, who are doing the same things, but feeling a hot mess doing it. First of all, you look very relaxed, very calm, which is phenomenal. Now tell us how you do it. What does balance look like to you, Gabrielle?
Yes. So it is never 50-50. I joke and say there is no such thing as balance, but there's finding harmony. And what that looks like can change daily, right? Your family might need more of you one day, and you've just got to give yourself grace that, maybe I'm not going to accomplish my work to-do list today, but what are the key things that what are my foundations? What is the basic to do, right? For me, it's being up early, and I have a daily routine every morning where I do affirmations, I do meditation, at least 10 minutes.
Wow.
I write in a gratitude journal, and I try to accomplish to send 2 handwritten notes to people who I feel need it. I don't always get to the notes early,
Mhm.
but that's the first thing I'll do when I get to the office.
Wow.
And that is the energy that I need to create to go into my day with, to show up here and be calm, be present, be myself while everything else is going on in the background.
Oh, yeah. And there's so much stuff going on. Now, you said you live in the DC metro area and you're a realtor, a mom, and a wife. All right. And a business owner. Girl. You said get up early. Now, what does early look like? Because for me, I try to get up at a certain time because I do a lot of the same things you do. I don't write notes to people. Maybe I should. Anyway, but what does early look like? And how much time do you have to yourself before your day gets started?
hmm So I am not perfect, right? But I'm aware, right? So when I'm not doing what I know my higher self needs from me, I'm aware where I can call myself out, like, girl, you slept in and now you're so behind. Um, but for the most part, I would love to be one of the 5 a.m.ers. I just haven't gotten there. So I'll typically wake up around 6 a.m. ish, 6:15. That gives me an hour to an hour and a half of kind of my quiet alone time before my husband is up and checking emails and telling me about what's going to happen in his day, and right before my daughter is awake, where I really like to be not on my phone. I actually don't look at my phone until my daughter leaves for preschool. So that's usually around 8:30 in the morning. Yep, it's on airplane
Awesome.
mode, and
Yeah.
I am creating the energy that I want to respond to what's coming at me. I don't want to wake up reactive, right? Because we all wake up, a lot of us will look right at our phone, what emails came in, what's going on, and you're reactive, right? So by creating that energy where you've got this foundation so solid, you go into your day, you're like, I am ready now to respond to what's needed of me.
Man, that all sounds absolutely amazing. But you said a couple of things that I thought were really poignant. One, you said you're not perfect. You said give yourself some grace. Be aware and call yourself out. I thought that was absolutely perfect. So let me ask you, have you always been this disciplined, or did you wake up one day and go, "Okay, I got this. I can do this. I got to change." How did you come about all
That is an awesome question. I get this from my mom. I've always been this way.
Mhm.
Both my parents, they were in the military, and my mom especially, she was a single mom, working, trying to take care of my brother and I, while also going to school to finish her college education and working full time. And so she makes me look lazy, and I'm pretty disciplined. So I give the credit to her because she instilled this in me.
Wow, kudos to mom. See, and that is so good to hear, because so many of us have moms that were doing all the things. Because I know my mom did. That woman, I don't know how she got it all in. My mom had three kids under five when she was 23 years old, and
Wow.
so many things, but she made it through, and we all made it out alive. Go mom. So you have moms and single dads nowadays more than ever that are out there trying to get this all done, who are so down on themselves and thinking that I need to do more, be more. Boo social media, because it makes us all look like we're not
Hmm.
where we're supposed to be. So, talking to that person, Gabrielle, what would you tell that person about, reining that stuff in, giving yourself that grace? What would you tell that person?
I've been there. And I think sometimes you need to hit a breaking point where, which I did, which was my to-do list. When you're a successful, high-performing person, you're always going to have more going on your list, right? You're never going to finish it and be like, oh, I have nothing to do. That's not realistic.
No, it isn't.
And at that point, you might be so bored. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm so used to doing things. I need more.
Yeah.
Um, and just honoring yourself, right? Like, what do you need? At the end of the day, am I going to look back and be proud in my life about the number of houses I sold, or about the strength in the relationships I have with my family, with the people around me? So I've just got to, for me at least, it's okay, take a step back. Again, like, what are the foundations, and knowing yourself? And what I mean by that, in an example, I know that my brain is most powerful between 6 a.m. and noon. I could maybe push it a little after noon, but if I don't do what's needed of me, my big creative, my lead generation work, what do I need to do to keep those lights on and keep growing? If
Mhm.
that's not done between those hours, I'm not going to do it in the afternoon, because I know that I get mushy mom brain around 3 o'clock, and that's where I'm going to do the work that doesn't require as much brain power. For me, maybe it's attending a home inspection, or doing some sort of administrative work that needs to get done but doesn't require so much brain power.
Yeah.
So I know plenty of people where they come alive at night, right? So maybe in your schedule it works out where you're like, okay, I can be here with my family in the morning, and at night I could ask my partner for more help because this is when I'm most creative and I need to create this marketing material, or you know what I mean? So I think being in tune with your body and just, setting limits, because as entrepreneurs, we could work 24 hours a day. There's always something to do, but we are human like everyone else. And what changed my life was when I set work hours for myself.
Mm,
And when you share those boundaries with your clients, they respect them and they respect you even more,
mm-hmm.
because they learn what you value, right? You say, look, I'm available 9 to 6. That is when I am open for business.
Right.
Outside of that, I'm with my family. I have this group exercise class or this group event that I'm a part of in the community. That's the stuff your clients want to know. So setting boundaries, knowing your strengths at certain times of day is going to help you be more effective and work more efficient, and still give you time and willpower where you could show up as your best self in your relationships.
That is so good. And so many of our folks watching can totally identify, especially our entrepreneurs. We all know we can literally work 24/7, still not get it done, but literally
Yeah.
work all the time. You mentioned boundaries. That was going to be my next topic. Boundaries are important. Um, you said that it's important to know what's important enough to set those boundaries around relationships, your classes, your me time, whatever. As far as boundaries being important, how do you teach other people about your boundaries?
That's a great question. I call everything an appointment, and people respect that. So I don't need to tell a client that, oh, I can't talk for an hour because I'm stopping at Starbucks to get my daughter a cake pop and have a coffee with her.
Yeah,
There, sure, if you want to be that open, that's great. You don't owe that to anyone.
that's
So
good.
the right people, I can share more. There are some people that, hey, I've got an appointment the next 2 hours. I'm available between these hours.
Mhm.
And you leave that option to them so they still feel like they have control of their schedule, but you're letting them know when works for you. So everything is an appointment. If getting my nails done, that's an appointment. Taking my daughter to preschool, appointment. Going to a listing appointment, appointment.
Yeah,
So it's all
that is good.
important, and
Yeah,
these are appointments either
I
with your
love
clients, with your
that.
business, or with yourself.
I appointments. I have an appointment. And I like what you said. You don't owe anyone an explanation about your time. If it's your
Hmm.
friends, your family, your spouse, your partner, okay, yeah, sweet, I'm going to take the kid to school. I'm going to stop by Starbucks. And everybody else, have an appointment. I will talk to you after this time. All right, y'all listening. Look, if y'all call me and I say I'm on an appointment, don't judge me. I might be getting my hair done, but it's an appointment. Get your life together. I like
We've
that.
all got appointments.
We all have appointments. And whether, like you said, whether they're with yourself or with anything else, they're appointments. How
Mhm.
flexible should your boundaries be, or are your boundaries rigid, set in stone, never to be broken?
I tend to, my programming is to be rigid.
Mm,
I think it's the military brat in me. My parents were just very, if you're not on time, you're late.
mm,
There's no bending the rules.
right.
But I find that I I run into problems when I'm so rigid because I'm making it so much about me, and the rigidity of it without understanding someone else's boundaries. So it's being flexible, but also I ask myself, if I'm starting to feel some resentment or just any negative feelings around someone kind of pushing the boundary, I will ask myself, where am I betraying myself? And where do I need to honor myself? So it could be a client asking me to pitch in money.
Mhm.
It could be someone eating into my time with my family. And I have to ask myself, is this worth it? Is this an investment? If it's
That's
not
right.
worth it, I let them know where my boundary is.
Mm.
And it's respectful and not personal. And I cannot tell you the last time I ran into an issue where someone didn't respect me more for that boundary. And I learned this a long time ago from my coach that when we give people boundaries, we're giving them love. We're showing them how to treat us and vice versa. When you know someone's boundary, you're like, I'm good. I know where your line is. They know where mine is. And you can actually cultivate closeness.
That's so good. Because I think a lot of us, especially those of us who are former people pleasers, it can be
Same.
it can be so hard to have a boundary and stick to it because as a reformed people pleaser, our inclination is to bend and curve to accommodate. But again,
Yep.
like
And
you said,
every now and then we catch ourselves, oh, I knew I shouldn't have.
dang it, dang it. But like you said, you teach people how to treat you. And if your
Yes.
boundaries aren't good enough, people are going to continue to bite into you, your time, your space, and before you know it, you're back being the frazzled hot mess that you started out to be. Gosh, Gabrielle, there's so
Hmm.
much good stuff here. So, Gabrielle, if somebody wanted to reach out to you or continue this conversation, what's the best way for them to find you?
The best, quickest way to get in touch with me is email. So you can email me at Gabs Witkin, GABSWITKIN at gmail.com.
Perfect. All right, y'all, don't worry. If you didn't get that or didn't have a pen, all of her contact information will be in the description below. And don't forget, while you're here, subscribe, like, and share our content with your network. Gabrielle, my friend, before I let you go, we have to play a game.
All right.
So, this game is called This or That. It is so simple. I'm going to give you the choice of a couple of things, and you just tell me which one you like the best. Are you ready to play, my friend?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do this. Okay, flowers or plants?
Flowers.
McDonald's or Burger King?
McDonald's.
Dressing up or dressing down?
Dressing up.
I can see that. You live in the DC area. There's probably lots of times to dress up, right?
Yeah, yeah, totally. There is, yeah, but it's also very easy to just dress down. So when you're dressed up, you're like, oh, I look great.
Flip. I love that. So true. All right. Morning person or night owl?
Morning person for sure.
I could see that too. Slow dance or shake that thing?
Shake that thing. Yes.
Really? Are you the shake that thing on the table or shake that thing on the dance floor?
It's funny you mentioned that when I first started in real estate. At every settlement, I would have my clients jump up and we would dance on the table and do a little video. Yeah, so I was the
Wow.
agent where if you closed with me, we got to dance on the table at settlement and pop champagne.
Okay, I need to find that girl someplace. I totally need to find that. And finally, my friend, what would be the best advice you've ever given?
You don't learn anything when you're talking. Boom. Yeah.